Okay, so now we're looking at units of capacity. And capacity is the volume of a container. Basically meaning capacity is when we're talking about liquids. Volume is when we measure liquids. So some of the main things we do are a quart, a gallon, a pint, a cup. All of those are different measurements for liquid. Now, before we get into the logistics of it, if I'm looking at this, a bathtub. Is a bathtub going to hold 3 gallons or 30 gallons?
3 gallons.
A bathtub will hold 30 gallons.
That's right.
Now, picture whenever you go to the grocery store with your moms or your dads,
That's right.
and you get a gallon of milk. Picture how big it is. Okay, so I mean it's a good size. Now picture pouring that into your bathtub. How shallow will your tub be? That will, if you pour that in, that's not even coming your. 3 of those will come to like the maybe top of your foot.
It's weird to think of that though.
It is weird to think of it that way. So now here is a fancy coffee cup. Is this holding 2 cups or 2 quarts?
2 cups.
This is 2 cups. Okay, so here's one of these guys. Is this a pint or 4 gallons? That's a pint. Is this guy holding 1 cup or 1 quart? It's holding 1 quart. Now, here is what I'm going to show you, and I want you to write this down with me. Okay? What you need to know the most, what is most important to me for this, is this one thing. So on your paper, I want you to make an enormous G. Okay, that is King Gallon. And King Gallon that has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 queens who live with him. And each of those queens have 2 princesses. And each of those princesses have 2 cats. So off to the side, 1 gallon equals how many quarts? 4 quarts. 1 gallon equals how many pints? 8 pints. And 1 gallon equals how many cups? 16 cups. Okay. 1 quart equals what? 2 pints. And 1 quart equals how many cups?
4.
4 cups. Okay, last. 1 pint equals 2 cups. Now, a lot of times, again, we were talking about how the majority of things are measured in feet. Majority of things are also measured in terms of gallon. Remember we were talking about a mile and how you asked me about the track outside, and I said it's a 4th mile.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that it is 4,572 feet, because that's just silly. People don't think that way. They think, oh, 1/4 of a mile. If I run around it 4 times, I've gone 1 mile. So when you're in the grocery store, you either get a gallon of milk. Is your orange juice ever that big of a container? No, your orange juice is going to come as like a quart.
Yeah.
Or what you'll see more likely, a half gallon. 2 quarts is a half a gallon. So you'll see, but it would be measured in quarts. Then you get like the little ones, like if I'm going to bake something or if I'm going to make some biscuits and I want to make buttermilk biscuits, I'm going to go find the smallest bottle I can. I'll go get like a pint of milk. But most of the time, if I'm looking at gallons, I'm looking at a half of a gallon. I'm not going to say 2 quarts because people can understand gallons more than quarts. Now, that doesn't mean the book is going to ask you differently. Okay? So now that we know this, it says, estimate how many quarts it would take to fill the kitchen sink. So a kitchen sink, well, let's see, a quart. 4 quarts are in a gallon. If I were to fill up my kitchen sink, I could probably get maybe 3 or 4 gallons emptied into it if I were to plug it up and it would be full. So if I were to have 3 or 4 gallons, how many quarts would that be? If I were to have 3 or 4 gallons, how many quarts would that be? 4 times 3. 12 quarts. Or if it was about 4 gallons, 4 times 4 is 16 quarts. Now we're going back to multiplication. Okay, so what's greater, 1 cup or 1 quart? 1 quart is. What's greater, 1 cup or 1 pint? 1 pint. Okay, this is going to be what helps you out the most, this little drawing. Okay?